Thank you for this great honor. The timing actually has a personal resonance for me because this is the 50th anniversary of my membership in the ACM, starting when I was an undergraduate physics major. And in the meantime, I had a career in computing. How did I get into the museum business? Well, what happened is in 1994, I was teaching the Stanford graduate course in the architecture and design of computing. And I was disappointed that the curriculum included no history. I couldn't change the curriculum, but I decided I would start a museum of computing history. It was totally a nutso idea because I knew nothing, and I mean nothing, about museums. But I wrote white papers, I talked to lots of people, I discovered the Computer Museum in Boston, and somehow I convinced Gwen and Gordon Bell to let us load up masses of trucks with 5,000 priceless historic artifacts in the back rooms of the failing Computer Museum in Boston and send them out to California for some unknown future event. Well, it all worked out. We built a successful museum. We were able to expand the mission in many directions, one of which is into software. For example, we just opened this year an exhibit on software called Make Software Change the World. You should come to see it. How do you do an exhibit out of something that doesn't exist? Bits, zeros, and ones. Lots of people are responsible for building the museum: the board, the staff, the volunteers, the amazing supporters of the museum. We've been able to raise $100 million in the last 20 years, 30% of which is reserved for an endowment, so that this is an institution that will survive in the long term. We own 3 buildings. The building you saw there is our main exhibit and event center on 7 acres in Mountain View, but we also have a warehouse in the East Bay where we store 75,000 physical objects which are not on display at any given time. We just recently bought another 3rd building, which is an archive and research center. You know, you think that bits don't weigh anything and therefore they don't take any space, but they do. And you need a big building to store them, to analyze them, to study them, and to do research. And that's what we're doing. My minute is up. I can't say any more. Thank you very much for supporting the museum. If you haven't seen it recently, and I mean like in the last 5 or 6 years, you need to come back because you really haven't seen the museum. So visit it, support us. We in the computing industry have to support preserving the history because if we don't do it, nobody else will. Thank you very much.
The Palm Beach Conference